what advice would you give an agent looking to grow a team? Obviously, now you're at a point where your team is, well-oiled machine. You got your crew. You're doing what you're doing. You've been doing it for years. But 7 years ago, you weren't.
No,
it was just you starting out, or whenever it was.
100%.
So what would be some advice? A lot of agents want to grow a team, right? They want to, and it's natural. You get to a point in your business where you can't do all the deals yourself, and you need to refer out that business, and it makes sense to have a team. So, what's some advice from your experience of growing a team from nothing to get to this point?
You want to grow a team so that you can still be involved in the transaction and with the relationship without just like closing the door, no pun intended, on people.
Yeah.
But yes, you're too busy, which is a great thing to be able to take on every single transaction and give the clients the attention they need. So that's really the basis. And the first thing on like growing a team is there should be a reason for it and value, right? Mm-hmm. You shouldn't just be growing it out for the sake of it. Like, because I want to have a team now. Exactly. Like, you have to have value. And I think on that's got to be value to your clients so that you're growing the team to be able to offer them more or service them better. And then value to the realtors you're going to recruit to your team. Like, you don't want to be in a scenario where you bring somebody onto your team just to kind of say, I have a team, but then there's no training value, there's no deal value to that agent, there's nothing there, because it's going to end up in a bad scenario. And I mean, I've been in the position where I've had a partner with a team, I've had an individual team myself, we have had a larger team, we're now smaller and kind of all over the place. And so I've kind of experienced like a lot of different aspects. I've made my mistakes, which hindsight's always 20/20. But for me, it's the biggest thing is like showing value.
It's not cheap, man.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, but it's showing value to everybody, like your clients, your agents, and I think that's the first step. And then, not to repeat everything, but it's be organized. Like, you're bringing on another level of business, another level of responsibility. You now have a full back end that you have to manage, rather than just focusing on a transaction.
Yeah.
And so
you're responsible for people.
You need to be organized and you need to be genuine.
Yeah.
Like, you can't fuck around with people. This is their livelihood. This is what they're doing. They're going to come and commit to you. You have to commit to them almost more, right?
Absolutely.
I think the teams that are the most successful, the company are most successful, is when the management or leaders are almost more loyal to the staff than the other way around.
I think the biggest thing that I can take from what you just said there, which is very important for listeners to hear, is don't just start a team because you think you want to start a team. It could work, but it's not. You're not doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
I think you need to start a team once you've dialed in your system, you've perfected it. That's when you're able to do it. Because, like you said, and we said here, it's like you have a responsibility to the team members you're taking 100%. On. It's their livelihood too, and yeah, you could be the right person, take on all the run ads and get team members there. But if you don't have anything value to add to them, like the service, give a system to build around them, or leads or whatever it is, you're gonna crash.
There's got to be a purpose, and you got to care about the people. And to be real, it's not as profitable as people think. So all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'm gonna be a team leader and I'm gonna get a piece of everybody's deal and blah blah, and like. It's not how it works, right? And if you're not consistently genuine and showing value back to your team, once they get to the point of where it could be profitable for you, they're going to bounce. They're going to fuck off and do their own thing.
Absolutely. So
there's got to be this consistent give and take on both sides, and know that like your reason for starting a team needs to be genuine because you're really growing a business, not because you just want to do this and want to have like other means of income off other people's splits. Exactly. Like, that's not what it is at all.
Well, the thought I just had was like, if you're one of these people who like are complaining about how hard real estate is or whatever and selling real estate on your own, you want to get really humbled in real estate, start a team.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
Start a team, see what happens. It's like it'll really make you realize, like, if you thought running real estate was hard, wait till you start running a team.
Yeah.
And listen, I've been doing it forever. Most people listening to this, know that it's a very great thing when you have the value. And I say this a lot on the podcast. It doesn't matter if it's to your clients or to people that are working with you. You need to always be adding value. And if you can create an organization or a team or a system that's adding value, then everything will work around it.
Yeah.
And it breaks down to that for me.
And really the purpose of our team is we're stronger as a group than we would be individual, and that's for all of us, right? And so we all get mutual benefit out of it, and that's really the reason for having it. So
one of the main things I wanted to ask you, I have two more questions for you, and then we can come to the end, is we've talked about a lot of stuff here. We've dabbled on a lot of things. If there's something we haven't covered yet, what would be like a piece of advice for any real estate agent out there right now listening to this, what would be like the one, what's your go-to, Josh Chisvin, this is my moment, this is what I'm telling you right now, mine's always been value. What's yours?
So like, I guess number one piece of advice I give is day one, start your CRM. Build your database, start your CRM. One of the biggest things that I fucked up on in being a realtor is I didn't create like a real serious CRM, that's automated, that works for itself probably until like year 7, maybe 8. And looking back, it's like how many deals did I lose? How much more could I have done had I done that from day one, right?
Absolutely.
And I kind of always say, like, I estimate there's probably $500,000 to $1 million in commission I left on the table by just like losing track of deals and leads and people. And you were talking about getting humbled. You want to be humbled in real estate real quick. Have a client, like either a lead you were working with or a past client, go do a deal with somebody else because you weren't there to follow up with them.
And then
keep in
find
touch
out
with them.
after.
And find out. And like, you'll feel that in the pit for a long time.
Oh, it burns.
And like, that's the best motivation out there. So I think my number one tip is that. And I think I've said all the time, be real. Be who you are. Build your business to your personality. Don't try and be somebody else, because when you're in sales, everybody knows when you're full of shit and everybody knows when you're genuine. And I think that's like the fine line between that sleazy salesman and that professional consultant that people rely on. Yeah.
Well said. Well said, man. Well, thank you so much for coming out, Josh. It's been great to catch up with you.
Appreciate
and
you.
get you out here and pick your brain a little bit. I think everyone who listens to this will have a lot of good things to take away. If you need some help buying a cottage or want to talk about it, you can always reach out to Josh. He's happy to help and happy to connect. And
it's just for your brokerage. Anybody else, there's a cost.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's okay. There's gonna be a cost for everyone.
Yeah.
Listen, you know a thing or two up there. So
no, I appreciate it, man.
Muskoka, if you go out there and open an office, it's a big deal. So you did that. You opened the door, and that's not just being.
We're still open.
Out there. You're still open.
Yeah, we're still open.
Even with things, and up in Aurelia, I've been hearing some things. Things aren't moving so quickly in the cottage side of things. So things are changing, but opportunities coming. And I think where we started off, where things are going, where the market's changing. It's gonna be a great year for everyone listening to this. Thank you so much for coming out, bro.
Appreciate
Keep doing
man.
amazing stuff, and
we'll see you on the lake
again. Have a good one, everyone. Stay hungry. Go hustle. Ciao.